Hello my lovelies, I'm Laura and welcome to the channel where it's all about helping women navigate dating apps with ease to attract more relationship ready men. I really want to make this video as an introduction to the channel, but also to share why I'm so passionate about this topic. So the videos to come are going to be more about how to help you guys navigate dating apps, because I've had after almost marrying the wrong man, I was just like, never again do I want to put myself in this situation again. So I read a lot of books, I listened to a lot of podcasts, I did a lot of research. All the dates that I went on, I didn't think that I was going to make this channel at the time, but I documented all my dates and there's a full rating system and everything. So along that journey I've learned a lot of valuable lessons that I wish I could pass on to my younger self when she was confused in this long-term relationship where she was thinking, I don't think this is it, but like I'm not sure if I should stay and work it out. It's been 3 years, or if leaving was actually the best thing to do. Now coming full circle, I want to share some of those lessons that I've learned, because I believe I now know how to determine if a guy is the right guy or the wrong guy before committing. Because like now looking back, the relationship that I am now versus the relationship that I was then, if I could only have a bird's eye view or comparison of the both, it's just so different. The wrong person could never turn into the right person, and if it's the right person, it just, yes, there's work that's got to be done in a relationship to maintain the relationship, to upkeep the spark, things like that, but it doesn't feel like work. So long story short, I want to share some lessons that I've learned, so that if you guys find it helpful along the way, that would mean the world for me, that you guys make less mistakes, have less heartbreak along the way, and have a great time dating as well. So let's hop right into it. Okay, so before I tell you a little bit about my past relationship, so I'm gonna change names here. So his name's not actually Dan, but I'm just gonna change it for privacy reasons. So Dan was my previous relationship before Pat, and we were in a 3.5 year relationship, and it's the longest one that I've been in, right? And it was serious. We were very much in love. However, 3.5 years in, there were a lot of things about the relationship that made me feel like I was being torn between who I really was and who I wanted to be versus what was. Just to give you a bit of a insight into my personality, what I'm like, I'm very much a ambitious girly. I've always wanted to be, you know, my own boss, be successful and all of those things. I much more trend towards the boss girl type personality than the homemaker type. Not that there's anything wrong with any of them, it's just that that was my preference. I was always going to be a shitty housewife anyway. I can't cook, I can't clean, I'm terrible being a homebody. I get edgy, I just want to go out, I want to do things, I love experiences. So that was me. The relationship that I had with Dan was very much a homebody, built out of comfort type relationship. So he was always there for me, always supported me, and being like a young 20+-year-old, like I just wanted someone to accept me for me, because to be really honest, I couldn't accept me for me back then. When Dan did, he so graciously, lovingly accepted me for who I was. I thought that was love. I thought, you know, I hit the jackpot. He loves staying at home, I love going out. I'm like, you could be the house husband, I could be the ambitious, career-driven wife. And he was okay with that. So I thought we were set. I thought that was the guy I was gonna marry. You know, we had great fun together. But I did find that the thing that always tore me inside was I was always wanting to go out. I was always to want to try new experiences, try to do new things. I was very ambitious, and I pick up all these side projects on the side. At some point, I was working 3 jobs, and I was also working on my dropshipping website on the background. I was also doing YouTube on the weekends. I really wanted to figure out a way to just be successful. And I never really felt like he shared my excitement for those things. Even going out, like I'd always have to make the plans. He wanted to just stay home and chill out, watch Netflix over the weekends, cuddle under the blankets. I like that, but I want to also go skydiving. I want to go hikes. I want to travel and things like that. And it was just little things along the way that made me feel like I don't know if this is the guy I want to marry, but we were so far into the relationship. I was like, do I give it all up now though? You know, and like there were many nights where we fought, I cried, and there was just no answers. Everyone that I sort of like spoke to, friends and family, they all told me like, look, Laura, you can't have it all. You can't have it all. You can't have a good man who's loyal, who works hard, who's also a thrill seeker, who's also ambitious, also driven and outgoing and a homebody. You can't have it all, and eventually the spark dies. So this is it. And I was so scared when I got those answers, because I'm like, deep inside my gut, I was like, I knew this is not it. You know, like I was comfortable, but I wasn't truly happy. So I had to take the risk of then, you know, breaking up a long-term relationship to say like, hey, I don't think this is it. We've tried our best to make it work. It's still not there, and I don't know what's missing, but I wanna go try and figure it out myself. So it was the most scary thing in the world, because to be honest, he was a great guy. It's just that I don't think that I would have made him truly happy, and I don't think that he would have made me truly happy in terms of like, we'd have to change each other to be the right fit. Now, fast forward, it's like I really am so grateful to Dan, because he's given me so many opportunities in life that I would have never had, and he's given me, I lived on his roof, I didn't pay rent. He got me multiple jobs that I had because he had a bigger network than I did. So many things. But now coming into a relationship with Pat, I wouldn't compare the both as one's better than the other, but one is different. But one is definitely better for me. And I guess that's what the point that I wanted to share with you guys today is that just because someone doesn't meet your standards doesn't mean that you lower them. The things that you feel are not it, I've learned they don't go away. It was just my body's way of telling me that, Laura, this isn't it. Lucky I listened. It was hard, it was scary, but I listened. And now on the other side of things, now going through numerous dates, as having been in this relationship with Pat for 4.5 years, after meeting so many great men, and then finally deciding that Pat is it. I don't want to trivialize how hard dating is, but through all the books that I was reading, all the podcasts I was listening to, they taught me how to make men more masculine around you. And I ideally realized that I wanted to date a more masculine man. Someone who would take the lead, take charge, is ambitious, is driven, will take care of me, and sweep me off my feet. And those books and those podcasts taught me how to do that. So 4.5 years later, Pat is still absolutely my number one. I have no doubts that he's the one that I want to marry. It is truly from the bottom of my heart, I genuinely feel that I have found my fit and my absolute dream man, that the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. And I know that it's an absolute blessing. I don't take it for granted. That's why I feel like I want to share the lessons that I've learned with whether you guys who are single out there, you guys who are struggling with relationships, not knowing what you guys want, always feeling like you're dating the wrong guy, people who don't treat you right, like all of those things I've been through. And I did my research and I had the wine, I cried, I got my heart broken, I tried and tried again. And I am very happy to say that I feel like I have now come up with a blueprint, or basically step-by-step sort of like understanding of how do you find good men on dating apps? How do you go on great dates? How do you make sure the men that you're spending time with aren't wasting your time? And how do you know if they're relationship ready or relationship material? It's been such a fun journey, but I feel like my younger self, I would love to give everything that I know to her so that she didn't have to go through all of the confusion, because now looking back, I don't think it's that confusing. I think it's quite simple and quite clear cut if only I had been given the right map to begin with. The map that I was given was the one that, oh, you know, no relationship is perfect, the spark dies after a while, chemistry sort of fades off after the honeymoon phase, you sort of go through fights and stuff like that, and that's completely normal. I don't believe that, to be honest. Like, I actually honestly think most people who say that haven't figured it out yet, And most people are okay with that. However, I'm not okay with it, so I wanted to find my truth. And if you guys out there secretly believe that, you know what, I don't want to be in a relationship where I'm just satisfied. I want to be happy. I want to be thriving. I want to be swept off my feet. I want us to grow together. I want us to be excited about life together. And I don't want to have a relationship that we argue all the time, that we bicker, and sex sort of gets mundane. You believe that too? Know that, you know, that's completely normal. I believe that too. It's just that most people will never be able to admit that to you, and that's okay. Anyway, long story short, I just wanted to bring the whole lesson back about, like, if you deep down inside you feel like you haven't found the right one yet, if you feel like this is not the relationship that I want, I haven't found what I want yet, keep searching. And with that in mind, I'm really excited to share the videos that are to come, because I'm going to be sharing a whole lot of tips and tricks, tools that I've used, lessons that I've learned. So if you found that helpful and if that helps you along your journey to finding your Mr. Right, I couldn't be happier. I hope you guys have enjoyed that, and I know you're probably wondering, so Laura, you've talked a big talk now, how do I find someone like that? And don't worry, I've got you guys covered. The next video that's coming up is the 5 green flags to look for in a guy when looking for a masculine man. This is my own blueprint, these are my own lessons, and I love to share them with you and hear your thoughts as well. So if you guys have enjoyed this, if you're excited for what's to come, give this a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.